So Sly Stallone had tried to get this script to everybody. Rennie Harlan shoots it and cuts 50 minutes of Sly Stallone scenes from the movie. So
wow.
Rennie Harlan's, he'll do it. He cut Giamatti. He did it. But it's worth it. It makes this movie much better. I think 33 chapters is nice. Originally it was what? The director's cut has about 58. That's a lot.
That'd be too many. I don't think we should be doing this for a year.
No, thank you.
33 is good. Like, I think 40 would be a kind of cap.
Yeah, no thank you.
You guys needed to get a hashtag on your Twitter and Facebook. Hashtag Uncut Giamatti.
I would pay billions for that.
Is that the sequel to Uncut Gems?
Let's see that longer cut. Uncut Giamatti.
Where he's just sitting in a really dark room screaming at a sonar.
Yeah. It's a ham radio.
We got good people out there, folks. Where are you at, Ben Foster?
We've learned that Nick's Giamatti is better than Mark's.
He doesn't even give him a character name. He just calls him Ben Foster.
Paul Giamatti doesn't have time to learn character names.
Busy learning weather terminology and
You're in the center of the storm.
the eye.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, this sets it up well. You know, you're introduced to two of the major players. You know that and another smart thing is to get to Aquatica, you gotta fly in. Or whatever, they show a boat later on, but it shows that it's really remote. Yeah. So, I mean, that does a really good job as well of just establishing the distance from land. So that's another smart thing that they fit in the first 8 minutes of this movie.
I kind of wish, and I agree with you that they establish how far away it is. I just wish there would have been a couple extra, maybe 30 seconds of their like loading a plane or they're getting out the map and showing the route that they're taking just to add like, this is how far away they are. Because when they ask for help, when they send the Mayday, it seems like that helicopter gets out there really quick. It seems like they get out there almost instantaneously, and it throws me like, how far are they? And then I think at one point they say something like they're in a lagoon, and I'm like, well, a lagoon is different from an ocean, fellas, so I don't know, like, what are we doing here? Or maybe they're just calling the body of water that the base inhabits a lagoon. I'm not 1,000% on that.
Maybe. Well, the helicopter coming out to them, they can still be cut off after that blows up, because that takes out the control tower. So once that's gone, they've got no way of cooling out anyway. So they could be just like a couple of miles off the coast and they're still stranded, surrounded by sharks trying to eat them. Well, no, just trying to escape. Yeah. Trying to free themselves
get out
from
there
these
and
bombs.
live their lives. You know what I mean? They gotta, they cut through the kelp walls.
Well, the thing is, so the Jayhawks, which is the normal helicopter speed, it can get up to about, 161 miles or 259 kilometers? So if they're 5 miles away from land, that helicopter can get out there pretty quick. So they can still be pretty remote. What do you think?
I think it's fair. Yeah. I'm digging the logic.
We're going to talk about this later, but when the helicopter's coming out to them later on in the movie, do you think they're playing Run by Snow Patrol during it?
I'm going to go with no, because that hadn't come out yet. Would be my guess, but unless this is somehow set in the future, which would make the Hakkinen win. He could have won again several years later. That could have been fine.
Got it. You're right. Good call.
Yes, this film is set in 2006. I don't know when Snow Patrol came in.
Might have been 2006. I feel like that song was like big when I was in high school.
Well, we're talking about Snow Patrol, which, as we all know, is time to end the podcast. So, any other notes we have on this chapter before we call it a day?
My only gripe is when she goes to the window and starts telling the window about the Alzheimer's statistics and her father with Alzheimer's. I feel like the music doesn't fit. It feels like this like kind of amping up, or you're having a serious conversation. It sounds more like the conversation should be, the sharks are coming and we have to take them out. This is a somber moment. This is her either showing, well, I mean, she doesn't really show emotion, but this is her attempt at showing emotion. And I think there needs to be something a little bit softer, a little more delicate to kind of guide us through instead of what we get. I feel like the soundtrack that the whole film is lacking in my eyes. And ears in that case. I'd have to like watch again, but to me, it's forgettable and nothing really stuck out outside of the masterful LL Cool J song.
Needs more Snow Patrol.
Everything.
That's
does.
right.
Well, when the plane kind of descends into Aquatica, I do get a kind of a Jurassic Park feel from the score. It's obviously not as John Williams-esque as everything should be, but it's definitely notes of it. In the same way that last week we had some Jaws-esque nods in the opening. I do feel like they're playing close to their inspirations.
I could see that.
I have one final thing. I was a stand-in on a movie in 2012. I'm not going to say the name of it. I love it. It was a wonderful experience. I was a stand-in on it, and they said, Mark, there's a scene coming up, and there's going to be this monologue, and we need to have you walking around the room, try to figure out what it would be. So there was a window, so I went up to the window like I was talking outside the window. And the AD went on it. That's stupid. The AD looks at me and goes, that's stupid. No one would ever talk while looking out of a window. So I felt like a fool in front of the crew. Yeah, I felt like a fool. Saffron Burrows did it in Deep Blue Sea. So we blocked the scene. We did it all out. The actor comes in, sees where he's going to go. The actor walks immediately to the window and starts monologuing while looking out the window. And all I wanted from that first AD was for them to be like, yeah, you're right, Mark. My bad. Never got it. Felt like a fool. I felt terrible about it. I had to get that off my chest. I've been holding on for 8 years.
Well, this is proof in the pudding that people do it.
Yep. Thank you, Saffron Burrows.
Hashtag thank you, Saffron Burrows. Hashtag Uncut Giamatti.
Yes.
What's the title of this week's show going to be? Who knows? Something that's been said now. Okay, well, thank you, Nick, for being the best guest we've ever had on Deep Blue Sea, the podcast.
I greatly appreciate it.
One more time, where can people find your stuff?
Absolutely. FrenchToastSunday.com, on the French Toast Sunday podcast, the Exploding Helicopter podcast. I'm on there sporadically. The Lambcast, I'm also on there sporadically. And I'm on a short episode of Movies and Tea. It's a brand new podcast. Each season they go through a director's filmography. I was fortunate enough to be on the Zodiac episode. So when they drop the Fincher season, keep an ear out for my dulcet tones.
Excellent. And as always, you can find more of my writing at lifeversusfilm.com. You can listen to me on the Lambcast and come join us over at the Large Association of Movie Blogs over at the Lamb, largeassmovieblogs.com. Mark, what have you got?
Check out the Movies, Films, and Flicks podcast. Go to moviesfilmsandflicks.com. Check it out. Movies, films, and flix.com. Also, I do the research and I help write the verse videos that are on Rotten Tomatoes. So we have about, 26, 27 of those up on the Rotten Tomatoes YouTube page. They're a lot of fun. We have a Nolan versus Fincher. We have Bong Joon-ho versus Park Chan-wook coming up soon. So they're fun episodes. Check those out. And then, yeah, just listen to this. Also listen to Final Fights, the podcast, too.
And you can find the podcast here on Twitter at Deep Blue Sea Pod, and come back next week to find out what our Facebook and Instagram are, because we don't know yet, but probably the same as the Twitter. But yeah, come back next week for the next chapter of Deep Blue Sea. See you then.